Zvisinei ya muri Zimbabwe ndozvo zvinoita ka ya masaisa achanenge ari kutiitira zvimwe panapa but anyhow tinawo Honorable Chakona panapa tinawo mukoma tichi watibata apo tinawo vapfebve tinavo tetesali yes tinawo mukanya as well on the show. We are back and I think we are good to go now. Honorable Chakona, I think kuti takunyatso kunzwa zvakanaka manje. Ameno mungada kutsanangudza zvamama kutsanangudza patazoenda off air.
Ndiri kutsanangura kuti problem yedu yakatanga kumasvingo nokuti research yakatinayo masvingo yakatanga kuresista kuuya kwamai Mugabe kuuya kuno kumasvingo but vaona kuti zvaramba zvokuti varesiste nokudisturba musangano vakatanga kuzoita zviya zvokuti vakaposta maposters okuti hai musangano hauko musi wa9 wako musi wa11 kuti vanhu vasauya kustadium vachitira kuti vanhu vaite vashoma zviite as a flop. And you know, you remember in Zimbabwe, I mean, we've got a lot of intelligence and you know, whatever machinations you might want to do, they are quickly discovered and unearthed. So that is what happened. And you would actually find out that these rallies were women's league rallies. They were not really meant for Jack and Jill. But what happened is, when the first lady, everybody from all sides also comes. But however, it is an event for the women. And you would actually find out that when the first lady arrived in Masvingo, she went for a briefing with the women's league. The provincial chairman bulldozed his way into that meeting. The provincial minister, Comrade Baskiti, also bulldozed and said she wanted to be part of that meeting. Wherein that meeting was basically meant for the women's league. He said there's no role to play in there. And the first lady says, what's so special? Why are you coming to a women's league affair? Why do you want to be part of this? What is it that you are trying to hide? Or what is it that you are afraid of when I am coming here? So that is when everything now began to shape up where the president, when the first lady now says, no, enough is enough. I don't want this kind of nonsense. Right? So I was also saying, when the provincial chairperson, then the former provincial chairperson, Comrade Vanessa, was addressing, he never even touched on the problem of factionalism in Masvingo. Instead of trying to unite the people of Masvingo, he started talking all sorts of other issues that are unrelated to the first lady's visit to Masvingo to try and unite the people. And I was also, when I got cut off, I was explaining that the former provincial chair lady, Comrade Yoyo, when she was addressing the people, she even condoned functionalism and says, no, as the people of Masvingo, we want to continue with our own functionalism. Give us, this is what we want to do. We have got divisions with the party and we want to continue like that. And the first lady became really surprised and said, I've addressed the 3 rallies so far, and I thought by this rally, when I came to this place, which is the 4th rally, people should have been united and obviously understanding the motive or the objectives of your visit to the provinces, so that people would actually say, no, how do we reunite the people of this province? So that's when everything now started building up and began to say, no. I don't want people who follow a person who was also appointed. Follow the leader. Follow President Mugabe. Listen to what he says and obey his instructions, instead of actually obeying or following the instructions of the person who is appointed by your supreme leader. So let's have one center of power instead of having 2, 3 centers of power in our party. So mafambiro ezvazvakaita nemaitikiro azvakaita, so ndopakatanga nawo kuti naimiwa nemi kwamupiwo kutenda here kuti shuwa kuzvigaro zvamunazo makazvaapendwa napresident hamuna kuzvaapendwa navice nekuti vanhu vanga vakutora sokuti vice president ndo vakavaisa panzvimbo zvavari haisiri president. So we now had two centers of power in our party. Tivakanzizena mai Mugabe ndaakushamisika pana kuti kumurume wangu zvaariye zvaakakuapoinda ko maakumumukira sei, maakutomukira weneni futi ndirini zvefuti ndindakakambenera mai Mugabe kuti mai Mujuru kuti vadi vave vanosvika pavari papo. Ndo mafambire enyaya yacho, ndo kuzotanga kuti munhu wamuri kutevera uyu une nyaya dzake, andimuzvina manje nyaya dzake idzi dziri papa dzakamira dzakadai. And you know, if you want to separate the first lady from the president, I think you are doing the wrong thing. It's like trying to separate Chakona from Chakona.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
First family, understand the structure of the first family. When you attack the president, you are also attacking the first lady. When you attack the first lady, you are also attacking the president himself. So you can't really separate the two and say, Komai Mugabe vanogotaura izvikani. Kwandiri munoti first family.
Right. Chakona, you are repeating what you see the recently appointed new chairman of the War Veterans of Zimbabwe, Minister Christopher Mutsvangwa. Munowaziva? Yes, you see, he was interviewed a couple of days ago, and he was saying that really, basically, Mai Mujuru was appointed by the president. The president was elected. Saka, if there is any factionalism in Papapo, people should follow the president because he is the one who was elected. And Mai Mujuru was merely appointed. But now, the question to you guys is simple from us, looking from outside. If she is that bad, the president have got the powers. He is the one who put her in that place. And if she is not good, or if she's not doing what the party, wants, then she should just be taken off. What's all this talking about, talking about it, the dirty linen? Why can't you just chop her off? This is why people are just surprised about it, or the thing. What's happening?
I think another thing that you have to understand about the president is he's not the kind of a person who is very good at hiring and firing people. Check his history from 1980. He is not that kind of a person who simply just appoints somebody today and then the following day he is fired. No. Nyaya dzamai Mujuru dzakawandisa. Nyaya dzamai Mujuru hakuna asingadzizivi. Anditika ende dziri kubuda munewspaper, dziri kubuda pama-TV live. So hapana.
Mkoma, ndima oya mwine bit of rouge huko Mkoma.
Oh, sorry.
Babangu chirandiwe. Hey. Shokoma hizo. Right. Okay, endelea zvimpero Chakona, sorry phone yani inenge yangaita zvimwa.
Ndiri kuti nini ZANU, nobody, even if you could have listened to the first lady right from the beginning, she was actually saying nyaya vice president tinodziziva ende hatidi kudzitaura pamberi pavanhu. Tanga tichikumbira kuti our vice president vangoresigna zvakanaka, vangosiya zvakanaka. Andinoona hatidi kuti tivanyatse, we don't want to watch the dirty linen in public. We should just and then you forget about it, because vari kuresista the first lady kufamba kwanga vari kuti vachitenda vanhu. Andinoona. And it started in Masvingo. Ndokwakatangira problem is a resistance yokuti even the provincial chair lady, the provincial chair lady actually says, amai mimi first lady kochingoni makaproposwa navanhu kuti mutungamire madzimai, kokuramba mangotenderera muchiuya muchikambena kunokona vanhu muri kukambenei.
Right.
I think we've understood the essence.
Yeah, we have understood. Yeah, we've understood. Pane vane mubvunzo ira.
I've got questions that I need to ask, which will help us all clarify a few things. Because I know kuti point iri kutaurwa from Honorable Chakona, vari kutaura from a particular point of view. Being a lifelong member of ZANU-PF, I think I'm entitled to criticize the party just as much as I enthusiastically support it in crisis, as I have done, including raising and starting its branches here in the United Kingdom. Honorable Chakona, Constitution inoti chi pakuelectwa kwa Vice President yeZANU-PF.
Maybe not Vice President vanoelectwa paCongress.
Saka mai mujuru vakaelectwa paCongress. So she was not appointed, she was elected.
We can't hear from Chakona.
She was elected, not appointed. I'm having to raise my volume too high.
Yeah, she was elected as Vice President of the party.
Yeah, that's the point. She was elected, not appointed. Constitution inoti pa appointment yema provincial chairman and their executives.
They are not appointed. Again, they are elected.
They are elected. So, imimi mati hanzi vanhu vanga vakufila kunge their positions were appointed or they owe their positions to the vice president instead of to the president. Wait. Let's just have clarification, purely constitutional. So these people were elected, not appointed, just as the vice president was elected, not appointed. So they don't owe their allegiance to the vice president as an appointing authority. As everybody else who is a member of ZANU-PF, we owe our allegiance to the president of the party. Not necessarily Comrade Mugabe. Whoever is the president of the party is owed allegiance. Is that correct? Constitutionally?
Right. Now, I was saying...
No. First, is it correct constitutionally? We owe our allegiance to the president of the party, regardless of name. Forget Mazite Mugabe Mujuru. Constitutionally, do we owe allegiance to the president of the party?
First of all, what we do is we owe our...
No, do we owe, Ngoma, simple yes or no, do we owe allegiance to the president of the party?
We owe our allegiance to the president, we owe our allegiance...
No, to the president of the party. That's what the Constitution says. There's no spouse. There's no spouse in Nkoma. This is misleading people. Your factionalism, factionalism. There is no spouse in the Constitution of ZANU-PF. There's no first lady. Mai Mugabe was doing rallies as the incoming secretary of the Women's League, a junior position to the vice president. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
That is correct. That's where we should stop. Don't mix Nyembe. Either she becomes first lady or she becomes secretary of the Women's League. As secretary of the Women's League, she is subordinate to the president and the vice president. She is not superior to them. She cannot go around telling who to fire, not to fire. She doesn't have that constitutional authority. And I'm very disappointed that a person of your level comes on radio posturing like that when you know what the Constitution says. I am not defending Mai Mjuru. This lack of constitutionalism Makutoti reduce her as a party to mediocrity. This is pure mediocrity. You just failed right now, this interview.
Because you see, what I want to say on that is, I don't know, Mukoma Teach, if you had a chance to listen to what Mukoma Christopher Muchanga was saying as well when he was interviewed a couple of days ago.
Christopher Muchanga is a narcissist.
Right.
He's a narcissist. He thinks he's the smartest person in the country. That's a laugh. You know, I mean, the whole premise of Rwanda president, people can be ambitious. Can have replace the president. This old, we all know that time Yawo Yekutiva Chembera. is a reality. Mukadzi wavo ndiye wechidiki ndiye achiri kutambudzika nenyembe. So she has come into the Women's League. Let her take the Women's League, not attack the Vice President as a platform for wherever you guys are going. Imimi makaluza ma primary elections. Ekwenda kuma election chako kwakanowinwa overwhelmingly as a faction inotedza vamnangagwa, who I have recently actually established that he was never even in the Crocodile Gang. He is not in Ngwena, the Shumba. He was in the Crocodile Gang. He wasn't, and I want to be quoted to have said this. Mnangagwa was never in the Crocodile Gang. He doesn't even have any military history of fighting in the war. Yatino Ziva, yakaitwa na nama mjuru. He cannot even be compared. He was there in 1966 at Kanda Matombo. He was never. I was shocked to discover this. I was shocked, and that's conclusive, including court records and everything. He was not there. His biggest appointment was as the personal assistant to the president at the Chimoyo Congress, coming from Lusaka, Zambia. Kwaishandira Dumbuchena at this legal practice. It's a sad thing that you guys want to take our country for granted. It's a shame.
Right.
I'm disappointed, Honorable Chakona.
Right. Thank you, Mkoma Teach. Honorable Chakona, have you got anything to say about that? You've got a passionate ZANU-PF member there, very, very critical of what's the handling of all this affair.
Unona Mkoma Sozaka, probably
yeah.
That debate my issues to mix up, to make a confusion. And it again. This is that how did this all happen? Right? And at the same time, to mix up party, and it again. Hakuna Munagati man talking about step down as the vice president of the party. No. The appointment the we were all elected into the party. And in me, I was elected as a member of ZANU-PF to represent the ZANU-PF to parliament. Those on our point were minister and deputy minister, Ndambotanga Napo, elector, ZANU-PF. Those are the debate to parliament is Honorable Chakona in brackets ZANU-PF. Kanakuti Honorable Chamisa in brackets MDCP. Is also, let's understand and be very clear. Government
just to clarify, Mkoma, sorry, it's a lifelong tradition in ZANU-PF that the first secretary is the president and the second secretary is the prime minister, is the deputy prime minister, if it is a prime ministerial position, as was at the beginning in 1980. Once we had the president after 1987, the second secretary becomes the deputy president. It has been tradition. Joshua Nkomo, everyone who was the second secretary would be vice president. That follows. So let's not try to create a new scenario. Imimi, you guys, if you want to create a new scenario, go to Congress, amend the Constitution. You know the truth. Right now, you are being disingenuous with the truth. It's a shame. You know, it really is a shame. It's a shame.
Okay, right. Okay. Vapepe.
Yes.
Murukuinzwa kanyaya iri mudariro iyi muri kusaidi kupi kuima
ya takateerera zvedu inini am a senior MDC member. I don't support Mugabe, I don't support Mnangagwa, I don't support Mai Mujuru, but we are having the longest laugh. I think some of this is really Kuzanu. It's a sign of an end of an era. That our honorable, as if this is the first Congress since 1980. I'm sure ZANU-PF has had a lot of Congress pakatana. That is when Zakadai, we didn't, hatina kumbosvika pa any Congress which we saw the infighting that is happening today. And I've got a question as well, Kuna Honorable. If my Mujuru is so corrupt, as all of a sudden everybody thinks he is, Kuna Anti-Corruption Commission, why are they not referring the Vice President to the Anti-Corruption Commission so that police get a basaraya? Why did they have to wait for Grace's entry into politics? It seems what they are saying is they were all sleeping on the job, and the only person who is alert is Grace Mugabe, which is a fallacy. You know, if we are, yes, let's look on the Herald and the Sunday now, releasing information after information, targeting at one person. But we know very well that all top leadership within ZANU are corrupt. And the corruption is pandemic in ZANU-PF. It's not a new thing. And we know that. And the world knows that. Zimbabweans know that. He knows that. And I think problem now there's a center of power. So there is hero worshipping. Even Honorable Vabuda Pachena is hero worshipping. You can tell even the way he articulate his own view is in view of his own position. Because if he is found out by Grace that he has been paying a little service, his job is finished. Like all these Matima provincial leadership at Chakona.
Yes, we have seen that with Jabulani Sibanda, haven't we? We have seen that with Jabulani Sibanda. He spoke something in Mutare there, and he was chopped straight away.
Indeed, yeah. And we have seen Kunaka Konde similarly. We have seen Kunaru Gare Gumbo, same fate. We have seen it to quite a lot of leadership. It is to say, look, I'm not supporting those ZANU. I'm not here to resuscitate the ZANU-PF. I actually rejoice on their confusion.
Okay.
But I think this confusion is not in the interest of the country.
Okay. Okay.
Especially when the Grace started to sort of personal attack on the Vice President. I'm not saying Vice President from the ZANU-PF perspective. I'm talking of Urumende, Mamujuru. Yeah, she's a national leader, and that will have an impact both in terms of security of the country and social and economic. So that's how Corona it's just a way of this, I don't problem now.
Okay.
Worried about the security of the nation.
Okay. But I'm Mukanya, what's your take on this issue here?
Mofuka move mnasima dinakis. Magadi go move.
Strango magadi go na mkanya.
Mofu rega kunaro jeje. Munaona zvakuitwa nepati yedu zvinonyadzisa. Wongu pano pa program zveshe wataitaura zvecorruption. And zviri kuita mai Mugabe zvekutaura zvecorruption zvakanaka chaizvo, hakuna anozvipikisa. But kana inini vezanu maona kuti mai Mujuru vane corruption, mune two options dzamungadai makaita so that you show to us kuti you follow the rule of law. Kana muna ane corruption anditika, what we also want is to have the rule of law. Moenda moti mai Mujuru vane corruption chekutanga ngativadzinge mupati, movadzinga muZANU-PF moti haiso hatidi munhu akaora muno mupati medu. Chechipiri, moenda kuparamendi munotsvaka 2/3 majority sezvo mune 2/3 majority moita officially remove mai mujuru from power. Ndo zvinoitwa moratidza kuti we are setting an example yemunhu ari corrupt. Tatanga nehero negamba redu rakarwa hondo iyi, saka vanhu muri kuona zvatiri kuita kaizvi. But zviri kuitika move handizvo. I don't normally agree na Tsvangirai, but today I'm going to agree with him. Gracie anga ajaira kunoshopa kuma overseas. Is still, I think she's still on sanctions and it.
Yeah, she is still.
Yeah, on travel sanctions and it.
Yeah.
She knows. Kuti musuno ida step down nevakura. Her shopping spree are done. What we are being experienced is Grace's own dilemma of knowing that she's gonna lose everything. And arikuziva kuti baba vaguva yakwana. So the only person ajasara ari pama sanctions mu Zimbabwe is gonna be Grace. So that's why she's now kicking and screaming and acting like a mukadzi wepakomboni. It was a mistake to begin a president. Unonorora mukadzi secretary. Munhu wa president akada akarora mukadzi ane career. Mugabe was a nice man pakanga ane mukadzi wake Sali Mugabe. Haana kumboita tambona zvona zvakaitwa zvese izvozvi zvekuti munhu unokurura hanzu dzako chero chitara zvikora akurura hanzu dzako pane vanhu kutuka vice president muchivanhu medu hatina zvinhu zvakadaro. Corruption ine nzira yayo yainoshandiswa nayo. This is all Grace Mugabe begin to act like mukadzi wamao Tsetang, ari kuacta like mama former female partner waBanda. She's only 49. Mugabe is 91. He is soon to go. No more shopping for Grace, and she will be the only person at Mama sanctions. There you go. That's why she's angry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Sally, what do you want to say about this issue we have here?
Okay, I'm really disappointed. Really disappointed. I was hoping that the Honorable Chakona was going to be downright and honest, okay? I didn't expect for a moment that we were going to get this smoke and mirrors. And I was one of the people that really support him. I enjoy his way of thinking. I enjoy everything. But seriously, tonight I am deflated. Okay, and it's when you've got all hell breaking loose, okay, and the people that are on the ground at home want to give us smoke and mirrors, that scares me, because it means that nobody really cares. The only thing that they're caring about is the image of the people concerned. Okay? I mean, the day that Mai Mugabe stood up and opened her mouth, as far as I'm concerned, she dishonored ZANU-PF in the highest form that you could ever do. Okay? And to go against a lady who gave her all for that fight so that she could stand there and say the things that she said, okay, that really got me going. I don't, and then we've got somebody that's there, that's important, that's there, and he's giving us smoke and mirrors. That disappoints me to the core. It really does. For me, then I can just turn around and say, there's no hope. Seriously.
Okay. Okay, Sally, please hold on there. Thank you so much. So we'll be back after 1 minute.
gorgeous property for sale on a 2-acre piece of land in a quiet and a classy, low-density suburb in Marondera, Zimbabwe. It consists of a modern 4 bedrooms, lounge, dining room, fitted kitchen and lock-up garage. There is a separate 2-bedroom cottage, a borehole for clean water supply, and a gazebo. The property is fenced and gated, and it is near local shops, schools, including transport links. For more details, contact Paula on a UK mobile number 00447419665090 or email zimhousev@gmail.com.
You're listening to Zimbabwe's finest radio station, broadcasting worldwide.
Right, time it's 11 p.m. Kunoku United Kingdom. We've got Honorable Paradzai Chakona here, who is a Member of Parliament for Zaka Central. We are just asking what's all this going on in the ZANU-PF turungonzwa mapepa nawo arikuti but you arikuti anti maichema kuti you want corruption to be eradicated, and here's the first lady now telling you that Mujuru is corrupt. Shashata chi papo. A lot of people have said quite a lot there, Honorable Chakona. Do you want to defend yourself?
I don't think it's about defending myself or my position.
We can't hear you.
I think the biggest problem that I'm realizing as I listen to all these people speaking is that each time I come on radio or somebody comes on radio, they want them to tell them what they want to hear, instead of really understanding the situation on the ground and how it started, the precursor to all what is happening. My to be the Secretary for Women's Affairs, that is what has actually triggered everything. And because the Mujuru function was resisting Kuya Kwame Mugabe Pasini, that is what is actually causing this problem.
What is wrong with that in a democratic society, Mkoma? If those people were resisting, as you can see, out of 10 chairmen, 9 have been forced out. You are taking one of the positions. What is wrong with that? People don't want her. So what's wrong with that? All right, sorry.
Because if you still want to talk, then I think
I'm a bit upset, Mkoma Chakona. I hope you can understand that. I'm a bit upset. I'm actually upset the more I listen to you continuing to try to talk us out of things that are not constitutional, like making Mugabe an official position until Congress. She's just an ordinary member.
Okay.
The biggest Nyembe is First Lady. So
Okay.
Alpha Mani Nyembe Zipi, constitution, according to Constitution is done right now. On what premise is she saying all the things she's saying? Who is she in the ZANU-PF constitution? Forget First Lady.
Okay, pedzisai.
First of all, constitution maybe not there is going to be a women's league. And the women's league is composed of the National Assembly, and then the district, the branch, and the village assembly. No constitution is on. Then you just a constitution once every 5 years, the National Assembly will convene a congress or a conference. At the conference, the Women's League will elect its national executive. And this is no constitution right? Once the National Assembly once the conference elects its leadership, it assumes leadership of that organ. Right? So the Women's League at its conference in August. And during that time, when it had its conference, it now elected the office bearers for the next 5 years. Right? But for purposes of maintaining our constitution, we now have a Congress in December, which now endorses whatever the Women's League, the Youth League conferences elected into office. So Mai Mugabe now was seconded by the Women's League conference sitting in terms of our constitution. Could no Mulwata could have a secretary for Women's League, the Mai Mugabe, no leader, we don't do what in terms of the constitution,
okay.
Now the secretary of Women's League is signet.
Right. No, but I'm Makadaro.
Now, what actually happened at the Congress now? Though Pataku was to ratify whatever my conferences they've actually endorsed. So now, if you say in terms of the constitution, what is she? She is now the secretary for Women's League signet. And it is. Zvakanaka nokuti munhu asarudzwa waitwa president omirira musi wake weswearing moti in between moti ari kutaura sani indeti iye akasarudzwa navanhu.
Okay, all right. Okay, vachakona regai ndimbovabvunza. Vachakona imimi semunhuwo munoti zviri kuitwa naMai Mugabe, is it good?
It depends kuti uri kuti good in terms of what.
Kuti zvavari kutaura kuti hanzi she should resign, Mai Mujuru should resign, vakazotapa video yekuti vakazodai all these dirty things that she's saying public, mamini skate and all that. How valuable is that? Yes.
Moderator ari share. Moderator type. Nokuti vanhu havangosara zvinhu zvangosara ndandakateerera ndabva kuna mukoma and so forth in terms of the constitution yeparty and havasi kota kana even kuti article andikuzona and yet he is talking about the constitution, right? Inini ndiri kutaura in terms of the constitution right? Chatinge hatidzigere constitution yemusagara iyena hamuchada maakutisa manje maakuti
mukoma sodza vanga vatonditafira mirai ndimba ndakokubvunza ipapo. Saka constitution kana vakanzi neparty at the Women's Congress vaelectwa, handiti munoziva kuti vanotofanirwa kutonoratifaiwa kucongress.
Bunza kuti vari kutaura sari.
Ayo, ndabvuma mati vari kutaura as the incoming ngirikini leader of the Women's League. Saka zvava kutaura zvesuccession izvi zvinei navo.
Maamuchibvunza iye nomaakutiza futi position.
Aiwa kamukoma manditora kuti paconstitution mimi muri kuti we are being constitutional. Ine ndambokubvunza ndikati no 9 provinces have lost their executive chairmen and some other people within there for the same reason that you are saying they were resisting kuuya kwaGrace. It's clear because she wasn't going to get the support of the provinces in terms of the constitution. Hence why they needed my yes men like yourself to take charge. That is the unconstitutional bit, because there's no Congress. My chairman are unelected in that position with delegations that unelected people will have hand-picked. The whole Congress, before it even happens, it's a complete charade, as it is. Let's stick to facts. Makambozvona kupi kuti 9 machairmen on the eve of Congress vanoitwa vote of no confidence. Makazvona kupi mi? Or anywhere on earth hatikumbotaura Zimbabwe chete. Anywhere on earth makambozvinzwa izvozvo. God, you are being evasive, Mkoma. No, I'm not interested in that, Mkoma. I'm interested in the constitution. To your point, I'm simply asking you to Makambo Zwana Kupi constitutionality, create a vote of no confidence across the country, except for the person who is causing the votes of no confidence. any other yes man. But everyone has been chased away. My leaders, my women's league, which means even women's league actually. Why is she chasing my chairman in my women's league in my provinces? It's clear, there's a problem of not wanting a democratic. If she was popular, she should simply go to Congress, be ratified, full stop. What is all this scotch? It's just a constitution.
Right.
I think it's wrong to mislead people on that score.
Okay. Right. I think we've time dzedu na Chakona dzinedza kwana panapa. Chakona mungada kupedzisira tisina time yakawanda pana.
Tinoda kuti ivakomana vanotaura nyaya yeconstitution. Constitution yedu muconstitution yedu mukatotarira mune nyaya yemadisisi. Haasati atobviswa izvozvo right now. In the constitution the DCC structure is there. When at a time in 2012, when the DCCs were being won by people who were aligned to Mnangagwa, but DCC akabva atokanzirwa ndokuti mabvisa ese. Anditi hapana kaita noizinge zvamuri kuita. Anditi constitution yedu yeyo kana ichiita zvinhu zvinonakira vamwe vanhu voti zvakanaka. Ike zvino right now machairpersons avoterwa
Mnangagwa akamboita vice president here. Not about the image of the country and the vice president, and you're talking about someone who has never been nominated or elected. He was never nominated or elected. You are assuming that my DCC
right
we're paying allegiance to Mnangagwa, which is again wrong. They should have been paying allegiance to the president. Wait, Mnangagwa akambo nominate kana elector ever in the history of his life. Was he ever nominated or elected?
So why are we talking about Mnangagwa?
Because you mentioned him with my DCCM support. Akarwa hondo kasanga asiri mu crocodile gang. He was not there, Mkoma. Quote me, you know me well. Quote me on that one. His profile is false. Asingwena. I want to be very clear about this. He is not Ngwena anything. Yeah.
Right.
You mean to talk to right that they are going to kuma DCC.
Right.
I can't support Mnangagwa, and I'm telling you now, but in the history of his whole life, Mnangagwa has never been nominated nor elected for the vice president. In 2004, he fell foul of the Cholocho saga. Nothing to do with Maim Juru or Maim Gabe favoring Maim Juru. Maim Juru was elected against Obam Chinguri. It was an election. Hakuna kavaitira favor Murutan's first lady over instrumental in her nomination. In what capacity was she? She was just an ordinary member. What capacity was she using to make favors to Maim Juru to elect her to vice president? Gatire so like this man. This is so mediocre. So mediocre.
Okay, all right. Right, bata makadaro. Regai tiende pana mkomo wari pa 016034 hapo. Halo pa zimnet radio.
DJ Murhei.
Tinofara makasimba.
Awatiri nani? Regandaenda kumira regerero ndamboita no inspire.
No, hapana problem baba, endelea zvimbe.
Kana mandidaira kuondesa ndato live kudara.
Yeah, tikatangodaira phone mune mato live.
Sorry ndasina kuziva. Vachiri vakuru vekuva honorable.
Unfortunately now phone yawo inenge iri kuti netsei panapa saka watidonei bichana.
I think ndo dambudziko atiri kuita iro DJ kuti katafuna zvezvi ndaikumbirawo mukana. Mapanelists tinozatoenda kupuwa kuti vataure ka. Dzimwe dzenguva kamuchiti kanganwa tiripo tangodai tichingoteerera discussion pafoni ka. Zvinonetsa hazvizotipawo warning simba rekuti mangwana tizokwanisa kufonazve. Kuti tipuwe mukana tichitaurawo. Zvinonetsa kuti tongoteerera nezvaenda tovaenda kuadresa ivavo. Unaona?
Okay. Right, sorry about that. Saka hapana zvamamuda kutaura on top of that, mamuda kungotaura nawo chete.
Ndoenda ndaunyanya kutaura because in like everyone else ari pa panel nevamwe vari kufona. I think they were everyone itching kuti ava address.
of which ndinotenda zvangu speech yamukomatichi ndoenjoya matauro avo. And for the first time in history, ndati ndabvumirana nezvataurwa naSeku concerning Grace, kuti Grace is actually protecting her own. We all know kuti Mai Mujuru relationship yawo neWestern world yakamira sei tikatasa maWikileaks zvavakatiratidza. This has got nothing to do with anything else. Ambuya Grace adango protect mainterest ake zvana Mugabe kuti Mugabe akanga asipo iye anenge ari comfortable. Ndo zvaakuda kuita chete. Nokuti ivo vanhu vezano kachiona kuti Mai Mujuru vari she's a criminal, vanotora madockets evidence yacho vanopa attorney general munoprosecute. We don't need all this vakadzi vepamusika. It's not necessary. But nera ndingoadresa zvangu kuna vakuru avo vezano but vaenda zvavo so hazvitanyanyobatsira.
Okay, right. Okay, regai tiende kuna avo vari kuAmerica uko. Halo paZimnet.
Munhu anotamba here?
Ndinofara, makasimba here?
Ndapa nenguva ndinotamba wena.
Ndiani ko wangu?
Ndimukoma ako kuAmerica, wakanganwa here?
Ndabva ndayeuka manje, munoti wani kuzobva mapedza time kamusina kutibata iyi?
Ndakamboiswa zvoti patsaka kwabva zvakanganisika.
Okay.
But ndaindopota ndichitoteerera anyway. Mukanya wandinakidza. Teta mazota kuti vaenda havo vanhingi ava vaChakona. Tuto ete babara. Zvikuitwa naFirst Lady. I've heard several terms zashandiswa nevanhu zvekuti ndabva ndati mukadzi wemukomboni one of them. Vamwe vakati she's acting like a bar woman. Hazina unhu zvirikana naMai Mugabe. It just goes to show that there's really something wrong, Nefirst family. And zvataurwa navaChakona, though that's the crux of the matter. There's so much hero worship among ZANU-PF people. Hakuna munhu who has shown the ambition like what Mai Mujuru has done. But enough is enough. This guy is old. We should start talking of succession. This is just a creation of Mugabe's, doing it. If I can actually come to say that, because the failure of having to address this succession issue, and for the fact that he's still playing games about it at that age, it's sucking all his family members into it, and it's just going to be, a charade, and everyone will be like, what's going on? Zvichamunyadzisa legacy yake ndokutoparara kwaito. ZANU-PF, this is the end of it. Unfortunately, my good friend Pitch, that was very well said, but I'm not so sure yet which constitution are you referring to, because at one point you're referring to the government and then the party. So is it the party constitution or the national constitution? I'm not so sure. But all the same, thank you for scoring an own goal. And it's actually like you said it quite openly, it's not good for your party. It's never been good for the nation. And I wish if it could just implode and we get to have new elections, and then if at all we can have people helping us to get to a better position than we should be. This is not acceptable, because the hero worshipping that's been going on in Zimbabwe is utter nonsense.
Makainzwa here interview yakaitwa naChristopher Mutsvangwa.
I just read about it and I was like, this guy is so insulting and very, very shallow-minded. He's stooping so low to even looking up to the president for favors now, like all the other guys. If he says he's so intelligent, like he says he is, surely stoop so low and come out and say that it was embarrassing for a man.
Yeah, he said that Mai Mujuru is disloyal to the party and should follow Simba Makoni and form her own party. One of the things that he said that Mai Mujuru was appointed, she was not elected, so she know where to go. And he said that if he was in the president's shoes, Mai Mujuru would be history now.
I read something to that effect out. I laughed and said, they all come to be puppets. Like, my puppets are Bob. That's what it basically is right now. Hakuna munhu muzanu-PF with a spine to say, look, in me I'm going to lead to take people forward. I'm actually very, very proud of what Nanzuri has done today with the Rafaelana papers out to stand against Bob. So, if at all that's true. But unfortunately, look at the spineless people ahead. That's sad. That's really sad.
Okay, very sad indeed. Okay, thank you so much. Baba Dikondo Apo, welcome.
Thank you, DJ. How are you?
Not too bad at all. Thanks very much for joining us tonight.
Good.
Well, what's your take on this one? Grace wing apara zvimweko makambo uya makambodaro muri kusaidi ipi kwe?
It's not about taking any sides. You know,
okay, sorry, Baba Tikondo bata makadaro. Vachangoti bata hello. Hello pa zimnet.
Hello.
Yeah, ambuya ndokumbira kuti mudzime wireless yenyu kamubata.
Ndadzima yadzimikere.
Okay, chibatai makadaro rikaiti mbopa Baba Tikondo vari kutaura. Enderai zvenyu mberi Baba Tikondo.
Oh, DJ dada mboto Baba Tikondo.
Mureo.
Pepa Grace guy.
Ayo akagona chikoro takamaka takapasisa ane PhD. I mean, she did very well, and you can see the results now. You know, the doctor is actually on the field and she's doing her best.
Right. So what's your take on this issue, Baba Tikondo, please?
This is a very interesting issue, and I just want to say that as far as I'm concerned, it's not about belonging to a specific party, but it's all about being a Zimbabwean. And I am indeed a dedicated Zimbabwean through DNA and everything else. Now, this ZANU-PF politics, it's to be honest, it should be expected when, you know, a party moves from a mature state to a decline state. So it's the beginning of the end of ZANU-PF overall. Unfortunately, there is a vacuum which perhaps no political party in Zimbabwe at the moment is able to fill in. So because of that, ZANU-PF will still continue going down in this decline stage until a point, maybe after the elections 2018, reasonable Zimbabweans, people like Mr. Teach today, you know, he's actually saying a lot of sense, perhaps will come together with like-minded people and come up with a political party which with a new name, perhaps, and new principles and new constitution with the Zimbabweans people at heart. Now, coming to Maimujuru and this Grace fiasco, what I can only say is that Grace is very right in her own sense. Let us not forget that this is politics. That's why it is called politics. Politics is not like church. There is no forgiveness. Whenever your power is threatened, whichever way, by whoever, you stand and defend it. And that is what she's doing. She should continue to do that. Mujuru on the other side, if she feels threatened, why is she not targeting the higher office? Is she so contented with that vice president position? She should leave that position to Mnangagwa. That's fine. That's what Mnangagwa needs. But with her 10 years experience as a VP, obviously she should now also aspire to the higher office. I have been reading the newspapers that she has filed papers for the VP position. So if she's interested in the VP position, I will be on Grace's side and say, let her go because she's useless. You can't do the same job for 10 years and you know that the person who is higher than you is way, way beyond retirement age. And you now want to fight a minor, who is Mnangagwa in this case, for a VP position. How about the president did so? How about the president? The president, Mugabe's position, why is she not declaring for that? So it shows that there are so many weaknesses within ZANU-PF. And this has been like that anyway, even before independence. So for us to say today that ZANU-PF is imploding, etc., yeah, that's fine. But the root cause analysis is that ZANU-PF has never been to the people for the people. It has never been a functional party as such. As you can see, Tekere went, right, and he died in the wilderness. Nkala went, and he died in the wilderness. And all these people, others called July Moyo, whoever, those guys in the Cholosho, they were fired from this party. Gare Gumbo has actually been fired now. Fei Chang, all these people have left ZANU-PF because once you leave ZANU-PF, you get into the cold, and that's your end. Now, because they don't want to get into that situation, simply because ZANU-PF does not represent people, and they are in that part not for the interest of people but for their own economic reasons, they then try to move around and support Mugabe clandestinely. But in reality, they are not belonging to ZANU-PF as a party. They are just there for the economic benefits. Therefore, Grace is right to say Mugabe, Mujuru should go as far as the VP position is concerned. But obviously there is already a vacance there. That vacance doesn't need to be declared. Because if you put someone who is in his 90s, I mean, even in your position, Mugaisa 90 years, surely Mugaisa should be prepared to take over.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Babati Konto. Varipa mopa ndiri kukuona ipata Tetewo Mashoko atanga. Tetewo Mashoko, welcome.
Ewe, makadini mose.
Tinofara makasimba.
Yes, Miss Sally. Zvakaoma zvandawa pano. Indoda kumbotanga one thing chandoda kutanga nacho. I'm going to turn this whole conversation on its head. Munoona Makari. Chemberedzai, if they are really disgusted by what somebody has done, Chemberedzai bisa shashiko.
Babongu chirandi.
Ndio kukurakidzai kuti I'm disgusted by what you have done.
Wachigobvisa shashiko pano kwasha nwana era.
Kwasha wangu mukanya ngandi pikise if I'm wrong.
Mukanya washape kunyarira ndosaka waramba wakanyararawo.
Ngavanyarare zvavo nokuti tazotadza kutarisana musi wavanounza pfuma yangu yavari kuramba nayo. Anyhow, the point I'm trying to make here is by virtue of people trying to come up and pane noise iri kuitika.
Okay.
By vanhu kuuya vachitrya kujustify what we have been witnessing from Grace Mugabe. I don't know kuti zviri kurevei. Nekuti let's first of all look at kuti munhu anenge aine a certain position anobehave sei. Anditi mese manzwa kukashamadzika kwamaita pandataura kuti Makari chembere yemusha, if something chaitika, let's assume baba vabatwa vakabata vakarara kana kuti nemwana wavo ndo paitika zvinhu zvakadaro, nekuti that would show kuti musha watsva mvura hainai. So we move this now to platform ye politics zedu, and I'm saying this in the context yekuti politics mama government yes itakutora western model, westernized model, asi still itichine chivanhu chedu as vanhu vatema. So we have got two models mixed together panapa. Akuna nyaya yakambovhiwa pa public. Nyaya hombe yese yaitorwa vemusha vakuru vainosumwa vouya vogara pavanogara, nyaya yavo yovhiwa yonzi bvu. Vaizosara vobuda mumusha imomo mavanenge vari mungava panze mungava pai, zvinenge zvinhu zvaayenwa out. Pasina mose mundipikise. I might be 47 asi ndakarerwa pamundoro inini nasekuru vangu vaitonga vanhu tichinzwa. Hakuna musi one wainzi nyaya hombe yaisumudzwa nayo na chembere chiti yo vanhu vaiti zvaita sei ishurazvo. Saka to try nhasi mose motora model yekuti politically zviri kuitwa naGrace zviri right. Haibo, you're wrong, absolutely wrong.
Exactly.
Sali nhasi dena anga ari mupenyu, muri kunzwisisa? Kuva kwake muGhanaian, I happened to meet her, ndisina hangu zvandakataura once, how she handled herself nezvatiri kuona nemukadzi uyu. Haibo, there is no way munhu waunotaura as my first lady kuti ini ndakati rega ndione kuti chichari kuita ndikagorikodha ndikagomunitaura kanyaya kangu kakuwa. How undignified, how desperate are you to kusumura hembe dzako nehapwa kuti paka, and people still clap hands for that. How desperate are you? Saka, you know what? Politics aside, this has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with politics. This is about desperation, psychosis. Dzekufunga kuti vanhu vari so stupid they don't see through the fog. Yenyaya yekuti this is about self-preservation, preservation my properties. Let's be clear about something, Panapa. Politics aside, absolutely aside, because kana iri politics in a way yekuyenda, kana yaye self-preservation ndo mahumbwe atiri kuona ikumbare. Unoziva mbare vanhu vachiti inini ndikuda kuguta, it's dog eat dog, ndo zvatakuona pana. Nekuti kana iri politics in a way yayo yairi supposed to be done, and processes and procedures to be followed, constitutions which were set by lawyers vanhu very educated for specifically that to be followed.
Right, okay. Okay, Tetwe Mashokure, kaindi mbokumisa ipapa. I'll come back to you shortly. Kaindi mbopinda mchitovu.
Prestigious property for sale on a 2-acre piece of land in a quiet and classy, low-density suburb in Marondera, Zimbabwe. It consists of a modern 4 bedrooms, lounge, dining room, fitted kitchen and lock-up garage. There is a separate 2-bedroomed cottage, a borehole for clean water supply, and a gazebo. The property is fenced and gated, and it is near local shops, schools, including transport links. For more details, contact Paula on a UK mobile number 00447419665090 or email zimhousev@gmail.com.
You're listening to Zimbabwe's finest radio station, broadcasting worldwide.
Babila mugisi musi. Oh, gosh. January, February, March. April, May, June. July, August, September, October, November, December. Charatopera ndotenda Mwari ndararama ikateuka amazhinji dzakaenda vakadza dzakukunda vakafa nechinotipondesa tichizivi Mwari wetimi musiki unodida ini chipembera wapinda mukisi musi mukaka neuti nuye namatamukore amawe Shakahoma pasina ishechi chataikona pakufema chintu chatinoronga taikonya asina monya kungopona kana rwakusona fundo riona kune hama izvezvi dziri pambeta vakatongomira onyasha ndanzwa vanopembera vachiita pati une laki mupenyu ivhu hari kudi chikuru kungotenda mwari.
Right, it's 27 minutes before midnight in the United Kingdom. If you are just joining us there, welcome. This is the Men's Corner Show. My name is DJ Soza. We've got the panel here. Vakawanda vari kufona vari kuda kutaura nyaya iri kuitika kuZimbabwe uko. Tambeke tiri kutaura na Honorable Chakona point. He was trying to defend what the First Lady is doing, that in actual fact she was provoked by some people in the Mujuru camp, and that's why akati alright madena yakarara saka regai tichikutaurire all the dirty that my Mujuru is doing and all those kind of things. But we have got him Teach here, who you know, he's a die-hard ZANU-PF member, and he was not very pleased with what Honorable Chakona was saying, and they had exchange of words here, very passionate indeed about things. But anyway, he's gone now. It's well after bedtime in Zimbabwe, so we have excused him. We have got Tete Varipa mobile. UK mobile 07825. Hello Zimnet Radio.
Hello.
Yes, makasimba here tete.
Aiwa ndiripo zvangu makadini.
Aiwa tinofara chose mainzwa kanya iri pani mai Mugabe munowa support here nezvavari kuita izvi.
Aiwa kana nditombowa support kana ndotonzwa kuvanyarira kuti munhu aane mukwasha anomira pamberi pavanhu vachitaura mashoko akadaro.
Aha.
And otora vana vechikoro otanga kutaura zvinhu zvekuti mai Mujuru ndakavafilma ndakati anyway ini nangu I think mai Mugabe semunhu mukuru kana vachifila kuti pane vanhu vavasingadi kuti vange varipo vange vari pazvinzvimbo vavari kufaya publicly kudaro I don't think zviri
dignified, yeah.
Hazvina hunhu. Zvinhu zvine machannels. Zvakafanira kuti washing your dirty linen in public is very annoying. Anyway, the reason of my call is just directed kuna Mkoma Teach. Ini ndini munhu anoteerera chirongwa chechikwengo yakareba akangonyara zvichimboteerera. Kudhara ndaivenga Mkoma Teach sitereki ndinoda kuti vandiregerere because the way yavai pamapoints ekusupporta ZANU and muzanu mudie-hard ZANU but I'm so glad that he's defending what is right and he's taking sense. So from now on, in Komati, I support you. Then I'm not ZANU. Nenyaya yekuti nyika yaenda pasi takatarisira ZANU, but ZANU is not doing anything for us. But it's so encouraging kunzwa kuti muzani mune vanhu vakaita saMkomatichi vanokwanisa kuita sei vanoona, not bootlicking, not to support somebody just to protect your pocket. No, I think Mkomatichi, please forgive me, I've been hating you so much. Even panda nchingonzwa paprogram pamusingi kutaura kudhara nengoti this mean ZANU kuita sei vaone here kuti ZANU yacho hapana zvairi kutiitira. Izvi zvana mai Mugabe vari kungotaura mumavillages mune vanhu vari kusafa vari kutambura. But kuti nyika inge ichienderera mberi vachiita matauriro vari kuita iwo kudivide vanhu manje muchanzwa kuti it's spilling over mumalocations vanotanga kurovana kuti on which side are you. Handiti maona people who are striving so hard to make ends meet, but nobody is addressing those people. Instead, okay, Mugabe is 90 years old. What more do you expect from him? What's wrong in somebody aspiring to be vice president, to be the president after he's gone? Not kuti munhu ari kutanzi murume uri kuchallenge murume wangu kuti uda kubvisa murume wangu pachigaro. I mean, I see no sense in that. But my Mugabe, I wish dai vatsvagawo mazwi akanaka ekuti vataure. Kana vari kuti vari kuda kuenda pachigaro chavari kunzi vaende ichochiti, she must not create enemies when she's going up there, because she will need those enemies when she's coming down.
Exactly. Amen.
Aiwa. Thank you so much Watete, but for your point there yamataura kuti Mukoma Tichi was not very liked with people when we started this. I can tell you this, that yes. I received a lot of emails here and all that, people saying that they are not going to listen to this show because until you take that man out of the panel. But we resisted that because we want to hear from the other side of the coin as well. With these debates, we need different opinions as well, so that's what builds us.
Yeah, but
right.
As I'm saying, I'm saying, please, Mukoma Tichi, I support you now. I now want to listen to you more because you are defending what is right.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Right. Right. Let's start from the beginning. Mukoma Tichi.
Yes.
I know. Yeah. Last week you get into some problems that we are not getting into now, but we had a similar kind of topic whether ZANU-PF was imploding and what was going on there. I just want to give you 5 minutes here to describe your feeling, what's happening in your party now, and what do you think should happen, especially this Congress coming.
Hello, DJ. Sorry. Before Tichi responds, sorry. I just want to make a comment. I think it's not fair to say Tichi should comment on behalf of ZANU-PF because Tichi is now commenting on behalf of the Mujuru camp.
Okay.
So let's speak on behalf of Mujuru.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yes. Do you want to comment on Mujuru's camp, please, Mukoma Tichi?
Yes. No, I don't comment on any particular camp, and I actually don't believe there are any camps in ZANU-PF. But to answer your question quite honestly, Mukoma Tichi, we are going through a rebirth. Transitioning from the Mugabe era was always going to be a contested affair. What we didn't expect is that it was going to be as dirty as it has become. But however, it's what it is. It is the transition. It does not matter how it's going to be handled now because it's already a mess. But what you'll have to appreciate is that nobody leaves ZANU-PF in that sense to do anything with a group of people. So all it means is that right now, Varukukanya, Vachakanya, there will be the other group that will be waiting to pick up the pieces, and ZANU-PF will continue to go. If anything that you may or will shock most of the opposition people is that this is happening well far away from the next general election. By the time we get out of this, ZANU-PF will be stronger again. Hopefully, Zidera will have been removed by then and we can move the economy. The biggest threat to ZANU-PF at the moment is the economy. It's not all these side shows. These are side shows in Mukoma Tichi. The issues in Zimbabwe right now is about service delivery, water, electricity. That is already being attended by the major infrastructure development agreement signed with China in terms of capacity generation for electricity. Hopefully the issue of power going away or being rationalized will be a thing of the past. But you are also hoping that major urban centers, councils and local authorities will be able to also provide water, clean water, as we've always been used to take it for granted. And right now we still have major challenges in that respect. And it's not only about the capacity of the pumping stations, it's about the capacity of the pumping infrastructure from the pipe work, etc., etc. There's many pipe works that have not been replaced with latest technology, plastic that are made of high tensile pipes, plastic pipes. So the issues at the moment are for ZANU-PF to quickly regroup after the Congress and reach out to each other. And I know they will, because there's no choice. They will reach out to each other. It's said that some of the wounds will take a bit longer to heal, but I know ZANU-PF very well in that regard. We can be at each other's throats at the moment, but should an outsider come in try to take advantage of that, you'll be surprised at how united we quickly become.
Okay,
but
all right.
Yes, it's a sad chapter at the moment, the way transition is going. But after such a long long period with President Mugabe, it was never going to be easy. Never.
Okay, all right. Comrade Fefe.
Yeah, I think Tishi had self-contradiction as well. But this mess with ZANU-PF has never happened before, which means he can't say that they will come out of it unscathed or united, because this is sort of a new phenomenon. Now, my analysis, and very good as I've always said, this is the end of ZANU-PF. And it was always to be expected. Within the machinery of ZANU-PF, at the end, it is going to be dirty. And this is what we are seeing now, which Mugabe is turning 91 in February. Everybody is trying to strategize around. This is a succession issue. Saka kuna Mnangagwa aruda wakita president, and you'll be surprised with I know what they've been saying with Grace. Ariku she's waiting to be confirmed. The Secretary of Women's League. You'll be surprised with behind the scenes, Grace wants to be VP. She actually wants to replace Jason Jur. With the hope you would see Mugabe Achingafa. I suppose Grace knows better than anybody else the condition of Mugabe, the health of Mugabe. So she's trying to strategize herself so that she can take over from the husband. And once she takes over, I can assure you that everybody within ZANU-PF, including Anatich, they will start running away. And ZANU-PF will never be the same again.
Okay.
And between now and mark my words, by the end of 2015, the ZANU-PF that Teach is talking about will be no more. There will be a lot of factions, a lot of pockets, and they will be fighting. And we haven't seen the end of fighting.
Yes, with the grace of God, Mukoma Peve, we will be right here. Tichikupa Ichirongwa, we've come a long way, and we intend to stay for here until we get to our 90s, whereas Mugabe is done there. So we shall call you back on the show, and we shall quote you on your words there that by the end of 2015 something is gonna give there. Right? Okay. Indeed. Thank you so much, Mukanya. Please, your remarks there as well.
Chirandu.
Yes, Baba.
Nyaya iyi imimi ndakakuudza igore rakapera kuti inini ZANU-PF yahwina asi vacharwa, takazvitaura izvi. Zviri kuitika muZANU-PF, I would disagree kuti something new. ZANU-PF yakabvira kurwa kare kare. Mukaenda kuZambia kune camp inonzi Chifambo base camp, vakatouraya navakomana vaya vachipa masummary judgments vana Mukono weShuro, vana John Mataure, pakarwiwa. ZANU-PF ikasurvive. That was the worst. And before that, Pachifombo base camp yana Nari rebellion. Yakato Chukaropa. So don't even at one point when Kenneth Kaunda Vakatombo accused Mugabe of participating in the killing of Rebirth temple. Akazo Uraiwa 1975. Although imwe yacho yaisponzwa zvayo nemarhodesians. Tobvapo 1977 vakarwa futi. Vanana ivo vanarogare gumba vana Mukudze Mudzi Crispin Mandizvidza vakatosungwa vakaenda mujere. ZANU ikauya yakabatana 1980 futi muZimbabwe. Kwa elections ikawina. That was the only free and fair elections akaitwa muZimbabwe. Saka don't forget what I want people to remember. kuti 2002 ZANU-PF almost went. Chekera akauya akabva zvikanchekera abuda nevanhu, it didn't work. Tikabvapo tikaenda tikanoona uyo futi pakabuda makoni anga ari weZANU kabva kare akabuda kana kutanga mavambo yake, it didn't work. But the difference is right now, ZANU-PF has always known how to cover their own fights. Atinamboona zvichiitika public izvo cherebo pakabuda Tekere paya. Tekere akangoenda ku Politburo akati iwo uri kuita basa rekutuka vamwe kumanika rendi chichichi, nobva vangomuita remove. Ende vamuita remove futi havada kubva vangomusairira, vaigara vachingoti vombomutora vombomudzora, anga ane connections dzake muZANU-PF. But this is the first time we have seen this kind of very vicious and public fighting. And the fighting yakanga ichiitwa before yanga iri yekuti are you true to the revolution, people's one yakaitwa kuna chifombo base camp is different from fighting yatiri kuona nhasi. In my judgment, I will disagree na Mkoma Teach. If ZANU-PF doesn't look into the past, kuti Chairman Mao was so strong mu Communist Party yeku China, but mukadzi wake aura kutora akatozochekwa musoro saka. And then number two, zvakaita futa naMazabira, the female partner wa Banda. Now Grace kana ida power, she's not gonna get it. She has already gambled wrongly. Whether it's Mnangagwa will win, whether it's Mujuru will win, Grace is now a very foolish woman. In the first place, the Guti Mnangagwa wachona akabosadira mafuta Mugabe andidi. I don't think he has any love for Mugabe. Saka right now, even anybody who's gonna take over ZANU-PF will have nothing to do with the Grace Mugabe Munu. Anema sanctions are imposed. All the power she has will gone as soon as Mugabe is gone, and that's the end of that woman. All those things are gone. Aparara, it can take 4 or 5 years, but she's done. She's history, and she's gonna suffer a lot.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mukanya. There. Regaitendi pana sali up.
Yo. I'm very, very proud of Titch at the moment. Okay, but I'll have to disagree with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think ZANU-PF is going to recover from this.
Right.
But what is going to come out of this, okay, is a new generation. I don't want to say ZANU-PF because I don't think it's going to. There will be ZANU-PF. It's going to be a new generation of the people in ZANU-PF that have had their mouths shackled, okay, for a long time, out of fear, just out of fear, all right? They will come out and form another party, I think, honestly. Okay, and it's going to be a lot of very strong people that are against corruption completely and utterly. Okay, and it's going to do Zimbabwe the world of good when eventually it does happen. But this thing with ZANU-PF has been coming for many, many years. You can't have the corruption in such high places that you've got, okay, and then no leadership towards a takeover, okay, or a handover to the next generation. There was absolutely no leadership in that direction whatsoever from Mugabe, okay? So the only thing that's going to happen is this, where now elite dog eats elite dog, okay, and the little yappers will come along and try and yap at the elite dog's heels. There's going to be such a mess. It really, but it has to be. Really has to be, because that's the only way that the people that need to speak up will be able to speak up. Okay. My Mugabe has done herself the greatest damage. If I was her, I'd be packing my bags, okay, and I'd be out of there on the next flight, because she has caused so much hatred and discontent, okay? And then to turn around and look, I don't support anybody anywhere in any of this, because they are each just as corrupt as the other, okay? But for the head of the corruption to turn around and say that my Majuru is so corrupt, when she's standing on very sandy ground, I mean, it's just laughable. It really is. It hurts. It hurts very badly, because in all this mess, the people of Zimbabwe are forgotten. Okay. Titch says this, and he's got this. I mean, it's a brilliant. It's brilliant. Okay, it's lovely. It's wine and roses and sweets and everything else. Okay, but the hard facts are the people on the ground are the losers in all this big mess. They are the main big time losers. Okay. And the country again is made fun of and laughed about, and seriously, okay. Please, the next one of politicians, please don't do this, and don't jump from bed to bed.
Thank you so much, Sari. Someone is writing to me here that listening to all these people in the ZANU-PF, most of them are saying they are war veterans. I wonder 50 years from now if these war veterans will still survive, or maybe their children will claim that our fathers went to war, so we should rule Zimbabwe. That's another question for tomorrow. Babati Kondo there.
Oh, thanks, DJ. Inini, I just want to say, Kuti, people need to understand different roles that are occupied by Grace at the moment. If we are going to judge her as the First Lady, that's fine. Maybe some of the work that she's doing for the sake of Zimbabwe as a nation, that's wrong. We wouldn't expect her to say such words. But if we now look at her as Grace, as a normal citizen who wants to get into politics, because mind you, Grace at the moment, as it stands, she is a nobody as far as ZANU-PF is concerned. She was just nominated to occupy that position, which is going to be confirmed during the Congress. So this is why maybe you see Mugabe is dilly-dallying with this whole issue and actually trying to say, Mugabe said himself that Grace should, as a citizen, should aspire to a higher position, and no one is entitled to stand on her way, which is very correct. So this is why I'm trying to say whatever she's saying at the moment, or whatever she's doing at the moment, it's very good, because it's opening our eyes. It has brought out a lot as far as that Mujuru's corrupt activities are, is concerned. If you look at that Mount Darwin, for example, last week at that Congress, Kumusha Kwake Kumazoweko, people like Martin Tina, that vibrant UZ student representative, kusumudzwa na Grace achoti pasina mai Mujuru zvekumanikidzwa. I mean, look, he's trading his soul, his conscience, etc., etc. And that shows kuti vanhu vazhinji vari muZANU-PF, they are just there for the fruits. They want nothing to do with the people. That's why nyika iri pairi right now. So for us to expect kuti aive mai Mujuru vachona vanofanirwa kusiyiwa kuti vazoita president, what else new are we expecting from her? If she's somebody who is ambitious, somebody or someone with a PhD, she should be aspiring to that higher office. The fact that in ZANU-PF endorse Mugabe could have a president, a Congress power, could assist my election in 2018, that means that party actually there is no one to trust. Regaiwa Fumuruna Grace because Wakafumukana Wudar. All of them, Nanamunanga got 20 years, whatever, and all you can aspire for is the vice president. So what I'm simply saying is, ZANU-PF, who is going to stand today and say, you know what, Yes, you have nominated Mugabe, but I want to challenge that position. That is the only person that I'll stand for and say that person should be spared all this. Otherwise, Rana Mujuru, and everything else. We know a lot. Who doesn't know about Mujuru? Never know about my Italians. There is a lot of corruption, Ziripo, and Ziripa Chena. It's only that I ask Kuburiso corruption, the other camp, Yamunangagwa. But the truth is, Grace Aranga, yes, Mugonotaka Fumuka, etc., but Arku Buramazi said. So that's my position. People should say whatever they want to say, but Grace Arkuburisa Pachena, Uyipi, Wakaita in this part, Wanga Uripo anyway, even before independence. And what do you think that? So that's my opinion. Yes, Grace is right. As a citizen, in it I disengage kurowa kana kusungwa nema CIO. Ningadai nchito tuko zakadaro. But the fact is ndakangutaura kudare nini mbe perhaps ndaenda, but we are protection. Saka regaya tauro on our behalf. The only problem is argot attack munu one.
Okay, he should attack wese. Right.
Yes.
Tasara na tetu mashoko hapo na tetu wangu kutoa tauru. Be back after 1 minute ndo hapa mka.
Prestigious property for sale on a 2-acre piece of land in a quiet and a classy, low-density suburb in Marondera, Zimbabwe. It consists of a modern 4 bedrooms, lounge, dining room, fitted kitchen and lock-up garage. There is a separate 2-bedroom cottage, a borehole for clean water supply, and a gazebo. The property is fenced and gated, and it is near local shops, schools, including transport links. For more details, contact Paula on a UK mobile number 00447419665090 or email zimhousev@gmail.com.
You're listening to Zimbabwe's finest radio station, broadcasting worldwide.
Charatopera ndotenda Mwari ndararama ikateuka amazhinji takaenda vakatadza kukunda vakafa netinotiponesa tichizivi Mwari wetiri musiki unondida ini chipembera vapinda mukisimusi mukaka neuti uye namatamukore obudo simudzaruoko upenyu tapiwa pfumi nevarombo hazvina basa homwe haina kana ndori munyika urimo zimomo tsara nekutenda ishe vatikondera kunyangwe zvakakuomera kanguva chimbomuimbira ngakuzwe haleluya kore rienda buda ndinotenda ndayamuka rimwe kore ndopinda.
Right, it's exactly midnight, Kunoku United Kingdom. We are just concluding what we were talking about here. What do you have to say in conclusion?
Inenda nchida ngoti munona pane rinonzi kekere mavu. Kekere mavu ranga riri keke sora unopuwa rikunze riri coated riri chocolate cake fanika isu tine ma sweet tooth obwati zvao yazvoga. Then woruma uchinyatso expecta kuti uchanakirwa zvokuti nakirwa wonzwa mazino bvati kakarr woziya kuti ya zvinhu zvaenda sideways. I'm saying this kune MDC. I will continue saying this nyangwe vanhu vakaheka vakandituka. MDC are sleeping at the wheel. If they are sleeping, well, that's to put it mildly, they are just non-existent. The reason is teach as much as tese vanhu takatanga tichiti nasi takutoona a new emergency yeZANU-PF, new what's the right word, vanhu vari kuuya nhasi, the up and coming guys vachaita take over neZANU-PF, whether we like it or not. As much as the name chaiyo yekungoti ZANU-PF makes us all grind our teeth, they are going to do it. Ndosaka makanzwa last week I said, forget it, they are out and zvapera. They are not. The phoenix is just going to rise out of it whether we like it or not, because MDC are like a cake remavu coated with chocolate. Period. End of. It's just as simple. As for my whether I would dignify her, Kumuti my Mugabe, I don't think so. And mind you, in any of those who know me, I'm up for women. I advocate for women. But this is not a woman I advocate for. Because as a woman and as a mother, there's no way until to my daughter, this is a woman who you should look up to, who is a mentor, who is somebody who is a role model. She is a disgusting person in the sense yekuti ari kudzidzisa vanhu how mukanwa umu, saying yekuti mukanwa irwizi rofa okuvharwa mashoko even if you know them hazvireve kuti ataure. There are ways of doing things. So she is embarrassing us isusu as Zimbabweans, because to what levels do you really go to when you really want to undermine somebody? This is as dirty as it can get. I'm sorry, that's not what we are made of. Tinabo vanhu who we look up to, vakaita sana Nyaradzai Gumbojanda, who handle themselves with dignity, with respect, not my Mugabe. I'm sorry, even Gumuti Mai, Ndinongomuti Grace. That's what she deserves.
Kunyadzisa wanu. Okay. Teto Mashoko, there is no secret. You are very disappointed with the MDC. You feel that this is now, it was a chance for them to actually go there and take the fight to the ZANU-PF when the ZANU-PF are fighting each other and they go and galvanize people. And look at what these people are doing. They are fighting for power. They are not fighting for you people. All they care about is themselves. These are the ways that they should be telling the nation, shouldn't they?
They should be. Yes, you know what? For the past 4 weeks, I've been saying it. The Charachima Chitswa Nyinda. This is not about cheap politicking, because that's what they are doing. They are all showing us that they are not thinking about it. Number one, which is Vanu Zimbabwe. They're thinking about right now. They should be exploiting every single thing today. I feel robbed. I feel abused in Ekuti. I think and I didn't mind because I was standing by what Randai believer, and I still do. And MDC as a result, because I feel robbed, because I invested in something that looks like chocolate cake and only to turn out to mavu. I'm disappointed and disgusted. Don't call yourself an opposition if you're not an opposition.
Amen.
I think to add on to Tete, that's good. Kekere is not Mavu, Kekere Ndove.
Right. Okay. Natenda zvangu Tete wari paMobile. I take it in the MDC as well yourself, Tete, there. But are you happy with your party at the minute with all this what's happening? Don't you think this is the time to raise up your hands and be seen by the nation?
No, and this is going to be MDC kunyarara kweyakaita because opportunity on a platter, an opportunity on a platter. Yavari kungotarisa yakandodaro.
Free full chicken platter kunandos, and they can't take it.
Exactly. So my mujuru zanguka, she's got my sympathy. Not that she's a saint. But Grace kwataka kwari kuti mai mujuruka one anofana kuziva age yake age difference autuke munhu mukuru public zvakadaro. And mai mujuru, look at it, pane gore riri rakashayikwa sanitary pads for women in Zimbabwe. What did she do about it? Nothing. Hapana chavakaita kubatsira madzimai, and even up to now madzimai are suffering the most. Nevana kumusha uko, we were looking up to mai mujuru as our mother. But we have seen nothing out of her. After Grace avhura keni rake remawenzi ndopataakuzonzwa kuti vanga vane uya nemaini yake uya nemaini yake ikoko uya nemaini yake. What have they done for the nation? Ticha vatiitira. Saka the whole group, the entire cabinet, whether government or ZANU-PF, unless I would give them my vote of no confidence.
Aiwa. Ndatenda zvangu tete. Muri Zimbabwe ndizvo zvinoita 7 minutes after midnight. Chirongwa chanhasi chinoperera pano. Sorry for those vasina kuzotaura na Honorable Chakona there, but what had happened is Honorable Chakona he was in Masvingo, so it was an emergency interview we had to do, so I had to personally call him on his mobile using my credit here, and what had happened is my credit had run out. I'm telling you the truth now. My credit had run out. I couldn't keep him for longer. He was here for an hour, and after that I just noticed that my bank was dry. I couldn't continue putting money in it. So that is that. We'll try to organize for him. Yeah, yes, we'll try to do that. We'll try to do that. Muchamunongoita chete mikuterera misegega echida. We'll certainly do that. Kutenda zvangu kune vese vafona vakabatsira pachirongwa. We'll be back next week same time. Chiriyo and goodbye. Ndokusera makaterera kwambo kubva kuna Toki vibes.
We got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Koreri no charatopera ndotenda Mwari ndararama ndikatoka amazhinji takaenda vakatadza kukunda vakafa nechinotiponesa tichizivi Mwari wetini musiki unodida ini chipembera wapinda mukisimusi mukakane uti yuye namatamukore mukudo amawe zvakaoma pasina ishechi chataikona pakufema chinhu chatinoronga taikonya asina monya kungopona kana rwakusona unoriona kune hama izvezvi dziri pambeta vakatongomirawo nyasha ndanzwa vanopembera vachiita pati une laki mupenyu ivhu hari kudi chikuru kungotenda kwaari mufudzi simba renyu hari kumi gore rino zvaratopera ndotenda Mwari ndararama ikateuka amazhinji takaenda vakatadza kukunda vakafa netinotiponesa tichizivi Mwari wetini musiki unodida ini chipembera wapinda mukisimusi mukakane uti yuye namatamukore mukudo ose anoteya simudza ruoko upenyu tapiwa pfumi nevarombo hazvina basa homwe haina kana ndodo munyika urimo dzimomo tsara nekutenda ishe vatikondera kunyangwe zvakakuomera kanguva chimbomuimbira ngakuve haleluya gore rienda kuda ndinotenda ndayamuka rimwe gore ndopinda gore rinozvaratopera ndotenda Mwari ndararama ndikateuka amazhinji dzakaenda vakatadza kukunda vakafa nechinotiponesa tichizivi Mwari wetini musiki unodida ini chipembera wapinda mukisimusi mukakane uti yuye namatamukore ubudo amawe zvakaoma pasina ishechi chataikona pakufema chinhu chatinoronga taikonya hazvina monya kungopona kana rwakusona unoriona kune hama izvezvi dziri pambeta vakatongomirirawo nyasha ndanzwa vanopembera vachiita pati une laki mupenyu ivhu hari kudi chikuru kungotenda kwaari mufudzi simba renyu hari kumi gore rino zvaratopera ndotenda Mwari ndararama ndikateuka amazhinji takaenda vakatadza kukunda vakafa kisimusi mukakane uchi nyuye namadamukore ukude amazhinji dzakaenda vakatadza kukunda vakafa